In our 21st century living, we have more than one way to write our novels. And years ago, when I finally bought a fountain pen and a notebook to use it with, I started handwriting more than I had since I went to school. So that's why today, all the first drafts of my novels are still written on the computer, but I want to talk about why and what I do use handwriting for. The main reason why I'm writing on the computer is, of course, the convenience. I can type faster than I can handwrite, and also, by keeping it electronic on the first go, that eliminates the whole step of transcribing the novel. Sure, that step can be helpful, as during your transcription, you can catch many errors, but I believe my proofreading method of reading everything aloud is much more thorough, and therefore negates the usefulness of transcription. And of course, there's that upfront convenience. If I have inspiration to add something to one of my works when I'm out and don't have access to my computer, I can pull up my phone and add to it right there. If I want to use my laptop or my desktop or my tablet, I can do that right away. Sure, writing a novel is not like writing poetry, where I have to really wait for the inspiration to strike me. Yet there are some parts of the book that are very poetic in nature, and when the mood hits to improve them or write them for the first time, I want to be able to capitalize on that. The second advantage is being able to share your work right away. If I'm talking with someone online about it, or sharing it throughout everyone in the writers group, I don't need to wait to transcribe my novel to do so. I always share my works while I'm still writing them. There are several people that I trust the opinion of, and if my story is going in a bad or good direction, I know they will tell me. That takes off a lot of editing time down the line. And finally, Control F. The find feature is so useful, and you're never gonna have that on pen and paper. It's so strong that it makes a point all on its own. I believe I've mentioned this before on the channel, but writing on a computer can be tempting, as you have access to the whole internet. What I have to minimize the temptation is physical books of a thesaurus, a dictionary, and a usage dictionary. So there is no reason whatsoever for me to tab out and go browsing the World Wide Web. Now that I've mentioned why I love writing on the computer, what do I use handwriting for? And that is the initial planning and outlining stages of my books. All three novels so far, one being published, one being a completed draft, and one being still written, have started out as physical outlines or sketches. With pen and paper, on stationery that does not have any lines, you have freedoms to create diagrams if you wish. My second novel actually started out as one of these diagrams, with the main character in the center, and themes, plot points, and similar characters from literary works she took inspiration from, all radiating out from her. You can still make diagrams on the computer, sure, but that's where I want a physical connection when I'm laying down the foundations for my stories. For book 3 that I'm writing now, I outlined maybe the first 3, 4, 5 chapters, and from that concrete basin, I built up over 8,000 words in the course of a handful of days. If the outline was purely electronic, I don't know if I would have been able to do that, since my connection with the primordial characteristics of the story would not have been as strong. That may sound a little strange, but trust me, it's true and it works. So that's why I primarily use the computer for typing out my first drafts, with the birth of my stories remaining physical. So I would like to ask all of you, are you a handwriter, a typer, or some hybrid? And as always, for more videos like this, every single Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, be sure to like and subscribe, and join to the Jersey side.